My dear friend, welcome. I am truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this precious time with me today. Your presence here tells me something profound about your character. You are not content to drift through life accepting whatever circumstances may bring. You are a seeker, a student of possibility. In the next hour, I will reveal to you the most powerful secret I discovered in my decades of studying the world's most successful individuals, the ability to transform any negative circumstance into the very foundation of abundance itself. This is not mere positive thinking, my friend. This is a precise, scientific method that turns life's greatest challenges into your most valuable assets. Before we embark on this transformative journey together, I ask that you take a moment to like this message and subscribe. For when we gather as students of success, we amplify each other's growth and create a community of achievers who lift one another to greater heights. The great discovery, polarity of experience. Let me begin with a truth so profound that when you fully grasp it, your entire relationship with adversity will be forever changed. During my extensive research with over 500 of America's most successful individuals, I discovered what I call the law of polarity of experience. This law states that every negative experience contains within it the exact equivalent of positive potential. Not similar potential, not related potential, but the exact equivalent. Consider this carefully. The depth of your despair determines the height of your potential joy. The magnitude of your failure reveals the scope of your possible success. The intensity of your fear indicates the power of the courage waiting to be born within you. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate who commissioned my research, once shared with me a story that perfectly illustrates this principle. In 1873, during the Great Financial Panic, Carnegie watched as competitors fled the steel industry in terror. Banks were failing, businesses were collapsing, and grown men were weeping in the streets. Yet Carnegie saw something entirely different. He saw opportunity disguised as catastrophe. Napoleon, he told me, his eyes gleaming with that peculiar intensity I came to recognize in all truly successful individuals. While others see destruction, I see construction materials scattered on the ground, waiting for someone with vision to build an empire. Carnegie used that crisis, that moment when negativity seemed to dominate everything, to acquire steel mills at fraction of their value, to hire the most talented workers who had been displaced, and to position himself for the greatest expansion in his company's history. When the panic ended, Carnegie Steel had not merely survived, it had grown into an industrial colossus. This is not luck, my friend. This is not accident. This is the deliberate application of a principle that operates with mathematical precision. Every negative condition carries within it the seed of equivalent benefit. But here is where most people fail. They see the seed, but they do not plant it. They recognize the opportunity, but they do not act upon it. They understand the principle intellectually, but they do not apply it emotionally and spiritually. Chapter 1, The Alchemy of Thought Transformation. The first step in transforming negativity into abundance is understanding what I call the alchemy of thought. Just as medieval alchemists sought to transform base metals into gold, you must learn to transform base thoughts into golden opportunities. Your mind, my friend, is the most sophisticated chemical laboratory ever created. Every thought you think produces a chemical reaction in your brain, which in turn influences your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your results. When you think negative thoughts, you literally poison your mental environment. When you think positive, constructive thoughts, you create the chemical conditions necessary for success. But this transformation is not accomplished through mere wishful thinking or empty affirmations. It requires what I call controlled attention, the ability to deliberately focus your mental energy on the solution rather than the problem, on the opportunity rather than the obstacle, on the benefit rather than the burden. Let me share with you the exact process I learned from studying Thomas Edison, a man who transformed more failures into successes than perhaps any other individual in history. Edison failed over 10,000 times in his attempts to create the electric light bulb. 10,000 failures. Yet he never once considered these failures as negative experiences. Napoleon, Edison explained to me during one of our conversations in his laboratory, I have not failed 10,000 times. I have successfully discovered 10,000 ways that do not work. Each so-called failure brings me one step closer to the method that will work. This is the essence of thought alchemy. Edison had trained his mind to automatically transform every negative result into positive knowledge. He had developed what I call a success consciousness, a mental state where failure becomes impossible, because every experience, regardless of its immediate appearance, is recognized as valuable data leading toward ultimate success. Here is the precise formula Edison used, which you can apply immediately to any negative situation in your life. Step 1. Immediate reframing. The moment you encounter what appears to be a negative experience, immediately ask yourself, what can this teach me? Not why did this happen to me, but what can this teach me? This single question shifts your mind from victim consciousness to student consciousness. Step 2, benefit identification. Within 24 hours of any negative experience, identify at least 3 specific benefits that could result from this situation. Write them down. Make them concrete and specific. This forces your subconscious mind to begin working on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. Step 3, action conversion. Transform each identified benefit into a specific action you can take within the next 7 days. This converts mental energy into physical momentum, which is essential for manifestation. I watched Edison apply this formula countless times. When his entire laboratory burned to the ground in 1914, destroying millions of dollars worth of equipment and research, Edison's response was immediate and remarkable. He called his son Charles and said, "Go get your mother and all her friends. They'll never see a fire like this again." The next morning, Edison was already making plans to rebuild, incorporating improvements he had been considering for years. The fire, which could have ended his career, became the catalyst for creating an even more advanced laboratory. Chapter 2, the magnetic power of definite purpose. Now that you understand the alchemy of thought transformation, we must address the magnetic force that draws abundance to you, definite purpose. Without definite purpose, your efforts to transform negativity will be scattered and ineffective. With definite purpose, every negative experience becomes a stepping stone toward your ultimate objective. Definite purpose is not merely having goals. Many people have goals. Definite purpose is having one overriding objective that dominates your thoughts, influences your decisions, and magnetizes all your mental and physical energies toward its achievement. Henry Ford provided me with perhaps the most dramatic example of how definite purpose transforms negativity into abundance. When Ford announced his intention to create an 8-cylinder automobile engine in one casting, his engineers told him it was impossible. For months, they produced nothing but failures. The engine blocks cracked, the castings were flawed, the metal wouldn't hold together. Lesser men would have abandoned the project, but Ford's definite purpose was not simply to build cars. It was to democratize transportation, to put America on wheels, to transform society itself through affordable mobility. This overriding purpose gave him the strength to persist when others would have quit. Napoleon, Ford told me, those engineers kept telling me it couldn't be done. But I knew it had to be done. My purpose demanded it, so I told them, keep working. I don't care if it takes months or years. We will solve this problem because we must solve this problem. After 18 months of continuous failure, Ford's team finally produced the first successful V8 engine. That engine revolutionized the automobile industry and made Ford Motor Company one of the most profitable enterprises in the world. Every failure, every setback, every moment of frustration had been transformed into the foundation of unprecedented success. This is the magnetic power of definite purpose. When your purpose is clear and compelling, your subconscious mind begins to work 24 hours a day to transform every experience, positive or negative, into fuel for achieving that purpose. But here is the critical point most people miss. Your definite purpose must be larger than yourself. It must serve others. It must contribute to the greater good. Selfish purposes lack the magnetic power to attract lasting abundance. Ford's purpose was not to become wealthy. Wealth was merely a byproduct. His purpose was to serve humanity by making transportation accessible to the common man. Carnegie's purpose was not to accumulate steel. It was to build the infrastructure that would make America the world's industrial leader. Edison's purpose was not to invent gadgets. It was to illuminate the world and make life easier for millions of people. When your purpose serves others, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. When your purpose is purely selfish, you must struggle against the natural flow of abundance. Chapter 3, the science of emotional transmutation. We now come to one of the most powerful yet least understood aspects of transforming negativity into abundance: the science of emotional transmutation. Your emotions, my friend, are not merely feelings, they are energy in motion. And like all energy, they can be transformed from one state to another. The most successful individuals I studied had all mastered this science, though many of them applied it intuitively rather than consciously. They had learned to take the raw energy of negative emotions, fear, anger, frustration, disappointment, and transmute it into the refined energy of positive action. Charles Schwab, the steel executive who earned more than $1 million a year when most men earned less than 1,000, shared with me his method for emotional transmutation. Schwab had discovered that his greatest successes always followed his most intense emotional experiences, whether those experiences were initially positive or negative. Napoleon, Schwab explained, I learned early in my career that emotion is power. The man who can feel deeply can achieve greatly. The question is not whether you will experience strong emotions. The question is whether you will direct those emotions toward constructive ends. Schwab developed what he called his emotional conversion process. Whenever he experienced intense negative emotion, he would immediately channel that energy into intensive work on his most important project. The anger that might have been wasted in argument became fuel for innovation. The fear that might have paralyzed him became motivation for preparation. The frustration that might have led to despair became determination to find solutions. This is not suppression of emotion. Suppression weakens you. This is transmutation of emotion. Transmutation strengthens you. You take the raw energy of the negative emotion and refine it into positive action. Here is the precise method Schwab used, which I have refined through years of study and application, the 5-step emotional transmutation process. Step 1. Acknowledgement. When you feel intense negative emotion, acknowledge it immediately. Say to yourself, I am experiencing strong emotion. This emotion contains powerful energy that I can use constructively. Step 2. Isolation. Isolate the pure energy from the negative interpretation. The energy itself is neutral. It is your interpretation that makes it seem negative. Separate the power from the story. Step 3. Redirection. Immediately redirect this energy toward your most important goal or project. If you are angry, use that intensity to work with greater focus. If you are fearful, use that alertness to prepare more thoroughly. If you are frustrated, use that dissatisfaction to innovate more creatively. Step 4. Amplification. Consciously amplify the positive aspects of this energy. Feel the power, the intensity, the aliveness that strong emotion brings. This is life force energy. Use it to create rather than destroy. Step 5. Integration. Integrate this transmuted energy into your daily routine. Make emotional transmutation a habit, not an emergency response. The most successful people transmute emotional energy continuously, not just during crises. I watched Schwab apply this process during one of the most challenging periods in his career. A major steel contract had fallen through, costing his company millions of dollars and threatening hundreds of jobs. Lesser executives might have spent days in anger and recrimination. Schwab spent exactly 1 hour processing his emotions, then channeled that intense energy into developing an entirely new market for steel products. Within 6 months, that failure had led to the most profitable division in his company's history. The negative emotion had been completely transformed into positive results. Chapter 4. The Master Key of Applied Faith. As we delve deeper into the science of transformation, we encounter what I consider the master key to all achievement: applied faith. This is not blind faith or wishful thinking. Applied faith is the absolute conviction that your definite purpose will be achieved, combined with persistent action in the face of all obstacles. Applied faith operates according to a precise psychological principle. Your subconscious mind accepts as true whatever you believe, with sufficient intensity and persistence. When you truly believe that your current negative circumstances are temporary stepping stones to greater abundance, your subconscious mind begins to work continuously to make that belief a reality. John D. Rockefeller, during our conversations about his rise from poverty to become America's first billionaire, revealed to me the exact nature of applied faith. Rockefeller had grown up in modest circumstances, yet from his earliest years he possessed an unshakable conviction that he was destined for great wealth and influence. Napoleon, Rockefeller told me, I never doubted that I would become wealthy. not because I was lucky or specially gifted, but because I had made wealth my definite purpose and backed that purpose with unwavering faith. When others saw obstacles, I saw opportunities. When others saw problems, I saw profits waiting to be claimed. But Rockefeller's faith was not passive. It was applied faith, faith combined with intelligent action. He studied every aspect of the oil business. He formed strategic partnerships. He reinvested his profits rather than spending them on luxuries. He worked longer hours than his competitors. His faith gave him the persistence to continue when others quit, but his actions gave his faith practical expression. This is the crucial distinction between mere hoping and applied faith. Hope without action is powerless. Action without faith is directionless. But faith combined with action creates what I call magnetic attraction, the ability to draw to yourself the people, circumstances, and opportunities necessary for achieving your definite purpose. Applied faith operates through what psychologists now recognize as the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information and determines what you notice in your environment. When you have applied faith in your ability to transform negativity into abundance, your brain literally begins to notice opportunities that were always present but previously invisible to you. Let me share with you the exact formula for developing applied faith, the applied faith formula. Component 1, definite belief. Statement. Write out a clear, specific statement of what you intend to achieve and by when you intend to achieve it. Read this statement aloud twice daily, once upon waking and once before sleeping. This programs your subconscious mind with your definite purpose. Component 2, visualization with emotion. Spend at least 10 minutes daily visualizing yourself already in possession of your desired outcome. See it clearly, feel it intensely, experience it completely. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind. Without emotion, your visualizations have no power. Component 3, persistent action. Take at least one concrete action every day toward your definite purpose, regardless of how you feel or what obstacles appear. Applied faith without applied action is merely wishful thinking. Component 4, gratitude practice. Express sincere gratitude daily for both your current blessings and your anticipated achievements. Gratitude creates a mental state of abundance that attracts more abundance. Component 5, obstacle reframing. When obstacles appear, and they will appear, immediately reframe them as tests of your faith and opportunities to grow stronger. Every obstacle overcome increases your faith and your ability to overcome future obstacles. I watched Rockefeller apply this formula throughout his career. During the great oil wars of the 1870s, when competitors were trying to destroy his business through price manipulation and political pressure, Rockefeller never wavered in his faith. He continued to expand his operations, acquire new properties, and build strategic partnerships, even when others predicted his certain failure. They think they can break me, Rockefeller told me during that period, but they don't understand that every attack makes me stronger. Every attempt to destroy my business teaches me something new about the industry. They are actually helping me build a more powerful organization. This is applied faith in action, the absolute conviction that every experience, positive or negative, serves your ultimate purpose. Chapter 5. The principle of organized effort, individual effort, no matter how intense or well-directed, has limitations. To truly transform negativity into abundance on a massive scale, you must understand and apply the principle of organized effort, the coordination of multiple minds working in harmony toward a common objective. This principle operates through what I discovered to be one of the most powerful forces in human achievement, the master mind. A master mind is formed when two or more people coordinate their knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony for the attainment of a definite purpose. When properly organized, a mastermind creates a third mind, a collective intelligence that exceeds the sum of its individual parts. Andrew Carnegie built his steel empire not through individual effort alone, but by organizing the efforts of some of the most brilliant minds in industry. Carnegie's mastermind group included Charles Schwab, Henry Clay Frick, and dozens of other exceptional individuals, each contributing their specialized knowledge and skills to the common objective of dominating the steel industry. Napoleon, Carnegie explained to me, I am not the smartest man in my organization. I am not the most technically skilled. I am not even the hardest working, but I am the best at organizing the efforts of others. and creating harmony among diverse personalities working toward a common goal. Carnegie's Mastermind Group met regularly to discuss challenges, share insights, and coordinate their efforts. When negative circumstances arose, and in the volatile steel industry they arose frequently, the collective wisdom of the group could find solutions that no individual member could have discovered alone. During the railroad strike of 1877, which threatened to shut down steel production across the country, Carnegie's Mastermind Group transformed what appeared to be a catastrophic negative situation into one of the company's most profitable periods. While competitors struggled with labor disputes and transportation problems, Carnegie's team had developed alternative supply chains, negotiated innovative labor agreements, and positioned the company to capture market share from paralyzed competitors. This is the power of organized effort, the ability to transform individual limitations into collective strength, to convert personal weaknesses into group advantages, to turn isolated struggles into coordinated victories. But forming a mastermind group requires more than simply gathering intelligent people together. It requires what Carnegie called harmony of purpose, the alignment of individual self-interest with collective objectives. Each member of your mastermind must benefit personally from the group's success, or they will not contribute their best efforts consistently. Here is the precise method for organizing your own mastermind group, the mastermind formation process. Step 1. Define your definite purpose. Before you can organize others, you must be crystal clear about your own objectives. Write out your definite purpose in specific, measurable terms. This becomes the foundation around which your mastermind group will organize. Step 2. Identify required skills and knowledge. Analyze your definite purpose and identify the specific skills, knowledge, and resources required for its achievement. List the areas where you need assistance or expertise that you do not currently possess. Step 3. Select mastermind members. Choose individuals who possess the skills and knowledge you need, who share compatible values, and who can benefit from the group's success. Quality is more important than quantity. A small group of committed individuals is more powerful than a large group of casual participants. Step 4. Establish regular meeting schedules at a specific time and place for regular mastermind meetings. Consistency is crucial. Irregular meetings produce irregular results. Most successful mastermind groups meet weekly or bi-weekly. Step 5. Create mutual benefit structure. Ensure that each member receives clear, tangible benefits from participating in the group. This might be financial compensation, business opportunities, valuable connections, or access to specialized knowledge. Step 6. Maintain harmony and focus as the organizer. Your primary responsibility is maintaining harmony among group members and keeping discussions focused on constructive action toward your definite purpose. Eliminate negative thinking, personal conflicts, and unproductive discussions. I have seen mastermind groups transform seemingly impossible negative situations into extraordinary successes. During the Great Depression, when most businesses were failing, the mastermind groups that had been formed during prosperous times were often the only organizations that not only survived but thrived. One mastermind group I studied, organized by a small-town banker, transformed the economic collapse of their community into an opportunity for unprecedented growth. While other towns were losing businesses and population, this group coordinated efforts to attract new industries, develop innovative financing methods, and create employment opportunities that made their town a beacon of prosperity during the darkest economic period in American history. Chapter 6. The Law of Compensation and Balance. As we near the completion of our journey together, I must share with you one of the most profound discoveries from my research: the law of compensation and balance. This law states that the universe operates on a principle of perfect balance. For every negative experience, there exists an equivalent positive compensation, but you must actively claim that compensation through understanding and application of natural law. This is not the childish notion that everything happens for a reason, or that you should passively accept negative circumstances. Rather, it is the mature understanding that you can extract positive value from any experience if you apply the correct principles with sufficient persistence and intelligence. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the great philosopher, understood this law intuitively when he wrote, "For everything you have missed, you have gained something else, and for everything you gain, you lose something else." But Emerson was describing the natural operation of the law. What I discovered through studying successful individuals is that you can consciously direct this law to work in your favor. J.P. Morgan, the financial titan, demonstrated this principle during the panic of 1907, when the entire American banking system was on the verge of collapse. While other financiers were paralyzed by fear, Morgan recognized that this crisis represented the greatest opportunity of his career to reorganize American finance according to his vision. Napoleon, Morgan told me, every crisis is a reorganization in disguise. The question is not whether change will occur. Change is inevitable. The question is whether you will direct that change or be directed by it. Morgan spent the crisis period working 18-hour days, not to prevent the collapse, but to ensure that when the system rebuilt itself, it would be stronger, more efficient, and more profitable than before. He used his personal fortune to stabilize key institutions, but only after negotiating agreements that would give him unprecedented influence over American banking. When the crisis ended, Morgan had not merely survived, he had positioned himself as the most powerful financier in the world. The negative experience of financial panic had been transformed into positive expansion of power and influence. This is the law of compensation in action. Morgan understood that every breakdown contains the seeds of breakthrough, but only for those who have the vision to see the opportunity and the courage to act upon it. The law operates through what I call compensatory thinking, the mental habit of immediately looking for the positive compensation that must exist within every negative experience. This is not denial of the negative. It is recognition that negative and positive are two sides of the same coin, and you can choose which side to focus upon. Here is the practical application of the law of compensation, the compensation claiming process. Step 1. Immediate acceptance when negative circumstances arise. Accept them completely without resistance or resentment. Resistance blocks your ability to see the compensation that is available. Acceptance opens your mind to possibilities. Step 2. Compensation identification within 24 hours. Identify the specific positive compensation that this negative experience makes possible. Every loss creates space for gain. Every ending enables a new beginning. Every problem reveals an opportunity for solution. Step 3. Active claiming. Take immediate action to claim your compensation. The universe does not automatically deliver positive results. You must actively work to extract the benefit from negative circumstances. Step 4. Gratitude expression. Express sincere gratitude for both the negative experience and the positive compensation it has made possible. Gratitude accelerates the operation of the law and attracts additional positive experiences. Step 5. Wisdom integration. Integrate the wisdom gained from this experience into your permanent knowledge base. Each successfully transformed negative experience increases your ability to transform future challenges. I have watched this law operate with mathematical precision in the lives of every successful person I have studied. The individuals who achieved the greatest success were invariably those who had experienced the greatest challenges and learned to extract positive compensation from each difficult experience. Chapter 7, The Mastermind of Infinite Intelligence. We now arrive at the most profound and powerful principle in the entire science of success, your connection to what I call infinite intelligence, the universal source of all knowledge, wisdom, and creative power. When you learn to tap into this source, you gain access to solutions, insights, and opportunities that transcend your individual limitations. Infinite intelligence is not a religious concept. Though it may be expressed through religious frameworks, it is a practical, observable phenomenon that operates according to natural law. Every great invention, every breakthrough discovery, every moment of creative inspiration represents a temporary connection between an individual mind and this universal intelligence. Nikola Tesla, the brilliant inventor whose discoveries revolutionized our understanding of electricity, described to me his method for accessing infinite intelligence. Tesla had learned to enter a state of deep mental concentration where solutions to complex problems would appear in his consciousness as complete, detailed visions. Napoleon, Tesla explained, I do not invent anything. I discover what already exists in the realm of infinite possibility. My mind becomes a receiving station for knowledge that transcends individual thinking. Tesla's most revolutionary inventions came to him during periods of intense challenge and apparent failure. When his laboratory burned down, destroying years of research, Tesla did not despair. Instead, he used the crisis as an opportunity to connect more deeply with infinite intelligence, emerging from the experience with insights that led to his most important discoveries. This is the ultimate transformation of negativity into abundance, using challenging circumstances as catalysts for connecting with the unlimited creative power of infinite intelligence. The connection is established through what I call concentrated meditation, a specific mental state that combines intense focus on your definite purpose with complete openness to receiving guidance from sources beyond your conscious knowledge. Here is the precise method for establishing this connection, the infinite intelligence connection process. Step 1. Preparation. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Sit comfortably with your spine straight, your breathing deep and regular. Clear your mind of all distracting thoughts and concerns. Step 2. Purpose focus. Bring your definite purpose clearly into your consciousness. See it, feel it, experience it as already achieved. Hold this vision with intense concentration while remaining completely relaxed. Step 3. Question formation. Formulate a specific question related to your current challenge or opportunity. Make the question clear, precise, and focused on solutions rather than problems. Step 4. Receptive waiting. Enter a state of alert receptivity. You are not trying to force solutions through conscious thinking. You are opening your mind to receive insights from infinite intelligence. This requires patience and faith. Step 5. Insight capture. When insights, ideas, or solutions appear in your consciousness, capture them immediately in writing. Do not analyze or judge them during the reception process. Simply record them faithfully. Step 6. Practical application. Transform the insights you receive into concrete action plans. Infinite intelligence provides the vision, but you must provide the effort to manifest that vision in physical reality. I have personally used this method to solve some of the most challenging problems in my research and writing. During the darkest periods of the Great Depression, when it seemed impossible that my work would ever reach a wide audience, I used concentrated meditation to connect with infinite intelligence and receive guidance that led to the publication and success of Think and Grow Rich. The most successful individuals I studied all had their own methods for connecting with this universal source of wisdom. Some called it prayer, others called it intuition, still others called it creative inspiration. The name matters less than the practice and the results. Chapter 8, The Perpetual Transformation Mindset. As we approach the culmination of our time together, I want to share with you the ultimate secret of transforming negativity into abundance, developing what I call the perpetual transformation mindset, a permanent mental attitude that automatically converts every experience into fuel for greater achievement. This mindset is not something you apply occasionally during crises. It becomes your default way of processing all experiences, positive and negative. You develop the mental habit of immediately looking for the benefit, the lesson, the opportunity within every circumstance that enters your life. The individuals who achieve lasting success are those who have made transformation their natural response to life's challenges. They do not wait for motivation to strike or for circumstances to improve. They have trained their minds to find advantage in any situation, to extract value from any experience, to discover opportunity within any obstacle. Theodore Roosevelt, during our conversations about his remarkable career, revealed to me the mental process that enabled him to transform personal tragedy into public service, political defeat into greater victory, and physical weakness into extraordinary strength. Napoleon, Roosevelt told me, I learned early in life that every experience is either a stepping stone or a stumbling block, depending entirely upon how you choose to use it. I made the decision to use every experience as a stepping stone, and that decision has made all the difference. Roosevelt's life was filled with what most people would consider devastating setbacks. He lost his wife and mother on the same day. He suffered humiliating political defeats. He battled serious health problems throughout his life. Yet each of these challenges became the foundation for greater achievements. When his wife died, Roosevelt channeled his grief into writing and ranching, developing the physical and mental toughness that would serve him throughout his political career. When he lost the Republican nomination for president, he formed his own party and ran one of the most influential third-party campaigns in American history. When doctors told him his health problems would prevent him from living an active life, He became one of the most energetic and adventurous leaders America has ever known. This is the perpetual transformation mindset in action, the automatic conversion of every negative experience into positive momentum. Developing this mindset requires consistent practice of specific mental habits. The 7 habits of perpetual transformation. Habit 1. Immediate reframing. Train yourself to automatically ask, how can I use this? Whenever you encounter any challenging situation, make this question your first response, not your last resort. Habit 2. Benefit seeking. Develop the mental habit of finding at least 3 potential benefits in every negative experience within 24 hours of its occurrence. This trains your mind to look for opportunity rather than dwelling on problems. Habit 3. Action orientation. Convert every insight into immediate action. The perpetual transformation mindset is not passive. It requires constant movement toward your definite purpose. Habit 4. Gratitude practice. Express daily gratitude for both positive and negative experiences, recognizing that both serve your ultimate development and success. Habit 5. Wisdom integration. Consciously integrate the lessons from each transformed experience into your permanent knowledge base. Build a mental library of successful transformations that you can draw upon in future challenges. Habit 6. Teaching others. Share your transformation methods with others. Teaching reinforces your own understanding and creates a community of like-minded individuals who support each other's growth. Habit 7. Continuous learning. Remain a perpetual student of the transformation process. Study the methods of successful individuals, experiment with new techniques, and constantly refine your ability to extract value from every experience. When you have developed the perpetual transformation mindset, you become virtually unstoppable. Obstacles become opportunities. Setbacks become setups for comebacks. Failures become education. Criticism becomes feedback for improvement. Chapter 9. The Abundance Multiplication Effect. Now I must reveal to you one of the most remarkable discoveries from my decades of research. When you consistently transform negativity into abundance, you create what I call the abundance multiplication effect, a phenomenon where your capacity to create positive results grows exponentially rather than arithmetically. This effect occurs because each successful transformation increases your confidence, expands your skills, strengthens your mental muscles, and deepens your connection to infinite intelligence. You become progressively more capable of handling larger challenges and creating greater successes. But more importantly, the abundance multiplication effect operates through the influence you have on others. When people observe your ability to transform negative circumstances into positive results, they are inspired to attempt similar transformations in their own lives. You become a catalyst for positive change that extends far beyond your individual achievements. John D. Rockefeller demonstrated this principle throughout his career. As Rockefeller's ability to transform business challenges into profitable opportunities became legendary, he attracted the most talented individuals in the oil industry to work with him. His reputation for turning problems into profits made him the partner of choice for other successful businessmen. Napoleon, Rockefeller observed, success attracts success. When you consistently demonstrate the ability to create positive results from negative circumstances, you magnetize opportunities, resources, and people that multiply your individual efforts many times over. This magnetic effect operates through what psychologists now understand as social proof. People are naturally drawn to individuals who demonstrate consistent success, especially success in the face of adversity. Your transformation abilities become a form of leadership that influences others to raise their own standards and expectations. But the abundance multiplication effect extends beyond attracting resources and opportunities. It actually changes your fundamental relationship with reality itself. You begin to see challenges not as threats to be avoided, but as raw materials for creating greater success. You develop what I call challenge appetite, an actual hunger for obstacles because you know they contain the seeds of your next breakthrough. The most successful individuals I studied had all developed this challenge appetite. They actively sought out difficult problems to solve because they understood that the size of the problem determines the size of the reward for solving it. They had learned to love obstacles because obstacles were their pathway to abundance. Here is how you can accelerate the development of your own abundance multiplication effect. The multiplication acceleration process, Phase 1, personal mastery. Focus intensively on perfecting your own transformation abilities. Practice the principles we have discussed until they become automatic responses. Document your successes to build confidence and create a track record of positive results. Phase 2, selective sharing. Begin sharing your transformation methods with carefully selected individuals who are ready to receive and apply this knowledge. Start with people who are already motivated to improve their circumstances. Phase 3, teaching and mentoring. Develop your ability to teach these principles to others. Teaching deepens your own understanding and creates a network of individuals who share your commitment to transformation. Phase 4, community building. Create or join communities of like-minded individuals who support each other's transformation efforts. The collective energy of such groups amplifies individual results dramatically. Phase 5, legacy creation. Focus on creating lasting systems, institutions, or bodies of knowledge that will continue transforming negativity into abundance long after your individual efforts have ended. The ultimate goal is not merely personal success, but the creation of what I call a transformation legacy, a positive influence that continues to generate abundance for others throughout time. Chapter 10, the Instant Transformation Protocol. As we conclude our journey together, I want to provide you with a practical, step-by-step protocol that you can apply immediately to transform any negative situation into abundant opportunity. This is the distillation of everything we have discussed, organized into a systematic process that produces reliable results. The Instant Transformation Protocol is designed to be used in real time during actual challenging situations. It is not a theoretical exercise. It is a practical tool for immediate application when you are facing genuine adversity. The complete Instant Transformation Protocol. Phase 1, immediate stabilization. First 5 minutes. Step 1, conscious breathing. Take 10 deep, controlled breaths to stabilize your nervous system and clear your thinking. Panic and fear cloud judgment. Controlled breathing restores mental clarity. Step 2, situation assessment. Objectively assess the facts of your situation without emotional interpretation. What exactly has happened? What are the measurable, observable circumstances? Step 3, emotional acknowledgement. Acknowledge your emotional response without judgment. I am feeling angry, fearful, frustrated, disappointed. Acknowledgement prevents emotional suppression while maintaining conscious control. Phase 2, perspective transformation. Next 10 minutes. Step 4, reframing question. Ask yourself, how is this situation serving my ultimate good? This question immediately shifts your mind from victim consciousness to benefit-seeking consciousness. Step 5, opportunity identification. Identify at least 3 specific opportunities that this situation creates. Write them down. Force yourself to be specific and concrete. Step 6, lesson extraction. Determine what this experience is teaching you that you needed to learn. Every challenge contains valuable education. Identify the curriculum. Phase 3, strategic planning. Next 15 minutes. Step 7, resource inventory. List all available resources, financial, intellectual, social, spiritual, that you can apply to transform this situation. Include resources you might not normally consider. Step 8, action planning. Develop a specific action plan with concrete steps you can take within the next 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days. Make your plan detailed and measurable. Step 9, success visualization. Spend 5 minutes visualizing the successful resolution of this situation. See yourself having transformed the challenge into triumph. Feel the emotions of success. Phase 4, implementation and momentum ongoing. Step 10, immediate action. Take the first action step within 1 hour of completing your planning. Momentum is crucial. Delay kills transformation. Step 11, daily progress review. Review your progress daily and adjust your plan as needed. Maintain focus on solutions rather than problems. Step 12, gratitude practice. Express gratitude daily for both the challenge and the growth it is producing. Gratitude accelerates the transformation process. I have personally used this protocol hundreds of times throughout my career, and I have taught it to thousands of individuals who have reported remarkable results. The protocol works because it systematically applies all the principles we have discussed in a logical, practical sequence. Remember, my friend, that transformation is not a one-time event. It is a way of life. The more you practice these principles, the more natural and automatic they become. Eventually, you will find yourself transforming negativity into abundance without conscious effort, as naturally as you breathe, the eternal principle of perpetual growth. Before we part, I must share with you the most profound truth I discovered in my lifetime of studying success. The purpose of transforming negativity into abundance is not merely to improve your personal circumstances, though that will certainly occur. The deeper purpose is to develop your character, expand your capabilities, and increase your capacity to serve others. Every challenge you successfully transform makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of helping others overcome their own obstacles. Every negative situation you convert into positive results adds to your store of practical wisdom that can benefit countless other individuals. This is what I call the eternal principle of perpetual growth. The understanding that your personal development is not an end in itself, but a means of increasing your ability to contribute to the welfare of humanity. The abundance you create through transformation is meant to be shared, multiplied, and passed on to future generations. The most successful individuals I studied all understood this principle intuitively. Their greatest satisfaction came not from their personal achievements, but from their ability to help others achieve similar success. They had learned that true abundance is not diminished by sharing, it is multiplied. Andrew Carnegie spent the final years of his life giving away his entire fortune, not because he no longer valued wealth, but because he understood that his greatest legacy would be the institutions and opportunities he created for others. The man who dies rich dies disgraced, Carnegie told me, because he has failed to use his abundance for the benefit of humanity. This is your ultimate calling, my friend. As you master the art of transforming negativity into abundance, you become a force for positive change in the world. Your example inspires others. Your methods help others. Your success creates opportunities for others. Now, my friend, you possess the complete science of transforming negativity into abundance instantly. You have the knowledge, the methods, the principles, and the protocols necessary to convert any challenging circumstance into the foundation of greater success. But knowledge without application is worthless. Principles without practice produce no results. Methods without implementation create no change. The transformation begins the moment you close this message and apply what you have learned to your current circumstances. Do not wait for the perfect opportunity or the ideal conditions. Begin immediately with whatever challenges you are currently facing, no matter how small or large they may seem. Remember that every master was once a beginner. Every expert was once a student. Every successful transformation started with a single decision to see opportunity where others saw only obstacles. Take these principles and make them your own. Adapt them to your unique circumstances. Refine them through your personal experience. And most importantly, share them with others who are ready to transform their own lives. Your success is not just your own, it lifts all of us. When you transform negativity into abundance, you demonstrate to the world that such transformation is possible. You become living proof that circumstances do not determine destiny, that challenges can become advantages, that every ending can become a new beginning. If this message has stirred something within you, if you feel the power of these principles resonating in your consciousness, if you are ready to begin your own transformation journey, then I ask that you take action immediately. Like this video to acknowledge your commitment to transformation. Subscribe to join our growing community of individuals who refuse to accept negative circumstances as permanent conditions. Together, we are building more than a YouTube channel. We are creating a movement of transformation, a community of individuals committed to extracting abundance from every experience life offers us. We are the Thought Leaders Mindset Community, united in our determination to demonstrate that success is not a matter of luck or circumstance, but of knowledge properly applied. Share this message with others who are ready to transform their lives. The principles we have discussed today have the power to change not just individual circumstances, but entire communities, industries, and generations. Your transformation journey begins now. Your abundance awaits your action. Your success is not a distant possibility. It is an immediate opportunity disguised as your current challenges. Until we meet again, go forth and transform every negative experience into abundant opportunity. The world is waiting to see what you will create.